How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. This is Wake Run Collapse, and before I start today's video on my top 20 Japanese Level X cards, I have the unfortunate responsibility of informing you that a spider lost its life in the making of this video. He was of a reasonable size and he was crawling on the curtain. I did not want him to be a distraction. I did not want him crawling across the desk and have to kill him in front of you, so instead I sent him to the burial grounds, which is unfortunate. Usually I let them live unless their body is larger than a quarter because they eat other bugs, but had to happen today in the name of video crafting. So, on with the video. Like I mentioned already, we are 42 seconds into the video, and I'm telling you for the second time that the title is accurate and that I am going to be listing my top 20 Japanese Level X cards. If you have other selections at the top, or anywhere, in fact, you are encouraged to let me know in the comment section below. I would love to see what you would select. I've got some promo cards in it. I've got mostly set-based cards. And we're just going to dive into this and see how it goes. So I couldn't keep it to 10 or even 15. I wanted to include 20. At number 20, we've got the Arceus Level X. There are several varieties of this, but this one made the list because I like the green and red. It's almost like a Christmassy design. And the overall card is pretty cool. I had to select at least one long-necked Level X. There's quite a few of them amongst the Dialgas and the Palkias and the Arceus as well, so I had to select one, and I decided to choose this one right here. Number 19 is going to be the Cresselia Level X. It's not often you come across a cute Level X, but I think this definitely takes the cake. It's not the only, stereotypical cute mon that appears on here, but I think it's a big selling point for this one. Number 18 is going to be the Pikachu M Level X promo card. Not a whole lot special going on with this particular art, but I think it's a cool card overall, so I just decided to go with it on the list. Number 17 is Infernape Level X. There are a couple of iterations of Infernape Level X that are not impressive to me. In particular, the one where his hand is covering half the card. I just don't really understand why they went with that, but this is the best one of the bunch, and it was noticeably better than the others, so I decided to include it. Number 16, and no, I know I'm not listing this set for all of them, but I'm sure you could find it on Bulbapedia, or you could just ask me, or maybe I'll just mention some of them. Because I know this one off the top of my head. This is from Shining Darkness, the Darkrai Level X. I remember this being a big thing when I opened my Shining Darkness booster box. This is definitely a card to get, and I don't believe I pulled it at the time. I think I had to go out and buy it. But it was a really nice addition to the collection. I like how his reach kind of changes the motif of the card from this dark thing to this focal point of light, which I really liked. Number 15 should probably be higher on the list, but it's not. It's the Gengar Level X. One reason it should be higher on the list is because this is an awesome looking card, but something that I think holds it back is that future generations of the TCG tended to print Gengar just like this. So if they had stopped with that type of artwork, this might have appeared at maybe 10 or 9 or 8 on the list, but where other varieties of the card kind of went with the same thing, just kind of hurt it a little bit, its uniqueness. But it's still a bomb-looking card, so there it appears. You are going to notice a general bias towards the Platinum series in these types of videos, because I really like the artwork from the Platinum series more than the Diamond and Pearl selections. I did try to limit myself to not showing more than 2 cards from an individual expansion, which should help to ease in some variety. And speaking of variety, at number 14, it's probably the oldest Level X that's on here. It's the Lucario Level X. This appeared in, what was it, Secret of the Lakes, Diamond and Pearl 2. It's just a nice looking action pose. Cool action for Lucario, I suppose. I'm not the biggest Lucario fan, but I always dug this card. At number 13, we've got Shaman Level X. This one's from Platinum 1. This is the, what is it, Sky form? Actually, really awesome card in my opinion. Really do dig it. Not my favorite Shaman that's out there. You may see additional appearances in other videos like this for Shamans that I enjoy. So I don't know, probably falling behind a few other Shaman is what pushes it down the list a little bit, but I didn't want it to raise all the way to the top, even though I do really like the card, simply because of my bias for Shaman. So I decided to temper my expectations and put it down at 13. Number 12, from Bonds to the End of Time, we've got Alakazam Level X. This is hit or miss for a lot of people. I know some people are huge fans of Alakazam and could easily put it in their top 3 or maybe even at number 1. And other people are probably fairly unimpressed by the artwork. I kind of fall right in the middle. I'm not a huge Alakazam fan, but I think they did right by him with this one. So it slots in at number 12. Just missing the cut to the top 10 is another Level X promo. Oh, and actually, hang on a second. I had never noticed that before. Anyways, it's the Charizard G Level X. That is awesome looking. I just noticed that right down there. I gotta find out if that's a defect or if my card is actually damaged. We have to figure that out. Again, not trying to allow the Pokemon to make a certain spot on the list simply by riding on the coattails of its popularity. It's just good art. That's a good use of the card. Charizard can just kind of scrape by without being particularly special, but I love how the flames are kind of flowing to the side. And actually, if you hold it just like this, the flames from the Ho-Oh in the background makes it look like it's going even further. So, sports. In at number 10, yes, we're into the top 10 now, I'm actually going to post Raichu Level X. Not because I'm a huge Raichu fan, not because I'm an insane fan of the artwork of the card, but because they found a way to make Raichu look boss. It just looks tough and ready to throw down, and I thought that was a really cool choice of artwork style, so I decided to push it to number 10. At number 9, from Advent of Arceus, we've got the Salamence Level X. Not a great pose or design in particular for the card, but I do like the way that they use the card for Salamence. I think it's a nice use of the space, and obviously Salamence has a great design. Plus that little extra hollow effect that they got on the Platinum Series Level X's makes a big difference here. So, and it goes at number 9. Number 8 is not a popular card. It is not a popular Pokemon, but it is terrific artwork, and I will fight you if you disagree. It's the Dusknoir Level X. It's just fantastic. Amazing use of light. They really bring your focus to the center just by having the hands just coming out and towards you, and it just really brings all of your attention to the center of the card. And it's really gripping, even though it's not necessarily in a style or in an expansion that really champion the Level X's or hit them as strong as some of the others did. I've always liked this card. So kudos to the artist for that one. Rolling in at number 7 is a personal favorite of mine, and that's going to be the Flygon Level X. I think this might be Bonds as well. Yeah, Bonds to the End of Time, Platinum Series 2. I do like Flygon as a general rule, but I really like this card. Might be my favorite Flygon card that exists to date. So that's pretty special. Again, really nice use of shading. I like how they utilize the entirety of the card. It really seems like it's larger than the little window that it appears in. So, pretty solid. So, number 6, some of you will get mad about. Not that it's on the list, but that it's so low. And why would I say that? Well, the card has a bit of history for me. It was one of my first really big pulls on the channel, and that would be the Rayquaza C Level X. Fabulous artwork, again, like the use of the entire card, of how they have that focal point in the center, but Rayquaza's body kind of just wraps around it, just looking fine and ready to do whatever's needed. But the cards that are in the top 5 outclass it just a little bit, and you're about to see why. So number 5, Diamond and Pearl 4, the Glaceon Level X. I do not include the Leafeon on the list, but I think that Glaceon appearing here, despite not, exploding out of the card or doing anything particularly special with his pose, was just a fantastic use of just bringing you into the theme of the card. They didn't have to do any crazy stuff with the lighting. They didn't have to do this insane pose. It just looks frosty. It looks Sub-Zero in this card, and everything from all four corners of the card into the center sells you on that story. So I really like that one, and it gets us the number 5 slot. Number 4 is here because it's hilarious. It's a promo card, and it's a Snorlax. And if you've never seen this card or had the opportunity to own it, go out and find it. I don't know how expensive it is right now. I really couldn't tell you. It could be a $5 card. It could be $50. I'm really not sure. But once I knew it existed, I had to have it. Had to add it to the collection. So Snorlax Level X, which might have been like a Japanese chocolates promo, like a Meiji promo of some kind, which I think would be fitting because it's Snorlax. It's so funny and so different from the way they did so many other cards during this time, or really ever. So I love the artwork, and it's number 4. Number 3 is probably the most action-packed card that you're going to see in this video. Coming from Pulse of the Frontier Platinum 3, it's the Blaziken FB Level X. Just a fantastic action pose. That's a big selling point for me. It really seems like it's exploding out of the card. It seems like the card has legitimate depth to it, even though it's just cardboard. I get that, but there's something special about the way that it was designed here. And again, not a huge fan of Blaziken by any means, but really dig the artwork on this card. So it shoots way up the list, up to number 3. Number 1 and number 2, in some ways, are interchangeable, but I don't know. I'm happy with my number 1 choice, but if this were in there, I wouldn't have been necessarily upset. Number 2 is Dialga G Level X from Platinum Series 1. This is a beastly looking card. It just, something about it that just makes it stand out so much from the actual design of the Pokemon. It seems more than that to me. It's almost like all the other Pokemon remained in their anime forms, and this is like movie version. I don't know, there's something really special about it. It just looks so intimidating and just so awesome. It's a terrific design, and number 2 is where it falls, because number 1 on my list is not a ultra powerful legendary Pokemon. It's not something that you will be in awe of the splendor of, but it is my favorite card from the Level X series. It is from the Stormfront expansion, Intense Fight in the Destroyed Sky, Diamond and Pearl 6. It's got a variety of names, but there could only be number 1 from one card, and that is the Shaman Landform Level X. Absolutely stunning card. They did so much with such a little Pokemon's design, and it's really special to me. I love the use of the pink and the green. Obviously, Shaman lends itself very well to a card like this, but the artist absolutely brought out the best in him, designed the card very well. It almost makes it look like you're just a blade of grass, and you're just hanging out and you're looking up at what is probably a monstrous creature to you, but to the rest of us, really isn't. He's kind of small. But they just did a wonderful job of creating that perspective. And I really love this card. It's my favorite Level X, and I hope you enjoy it too. So now that my top 20 list is done, and I've bent your ear for 14 minutes, it's time for me to hear what you guys have to say. So let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the list. Let me know what cards you would have included in place of some other cards, what some of your favorite Level X's happen to be. But most importantly, thank you for watching. Hit that like button on your way out, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video.